G'day and welcome to Small Steps Through Life. Today we're in Belmont Park and it's really nice here. This creek is babbling away happily. And so, on that note, today's topic is, what is your moonwalk? What do I mean by what is your moonwalk? If you look at the astronauts, the highest point in their life was probably going to be when they landed on the moon and walked around. Amazing. But where do you go from there? Most of the things in life we kind of rate on a scale of 1 to 10. And, you know, a good restaurant meal might feature as a 9. But there are things that go beyond that. Leastwise, that's what I think. So, I'm looking at the idea of the things in our life that exceed 10. And I know technically it's not possible, but for the sake of the exercise, we're going to say we're looking at the things that are 15 out of 10. They are the things that you live for, you would love to do again. Just like I imagine the astronauts would have loved to have had another crack at jumping on the moon. So, the first thing is, if you've only got one thing, and you only get one chance at it, then what do you do after it? Or, you could look at it differently. You could look at it as being, what was the thing that made the moonwalk so great? And what can you learn from it? And how can you have that type of enjoyment and excitement in your life more commonly? I don't think that 15s out of 10s should be happening really. I think they should be happening more often. And so, that's what we're looking at. So, let's take the moonwalk. Let's take something actually more practical. I've got a friend, they like birds. They love the idea of going on a tour with other bird lovers, led by somebody that knows about birds in an area that's renowned for birds. Okay, so, that was amazing, but what made it amazing? So, was it the fact that there was people that liked the same topic? Was it the fact that it was with people that could relate to them? Was it the fact of seeing new birds? Was it the fact of seeing them in their environment? Or was it all of the above? Now I think it was all of the above. And so, what I'm looking at is the idea of how do you distill down what made something so great, and how do you capture it, and how do you include it in your life? So, to take that example, being around people that just get it. You imagine your most favourite, most passionate thing, and you want to share it with somebody, and you don't have to explain why it's exciting. Like some people, they love stamps, but not everybody loves it. So when they describe it to somebody else, there's a possibility that they get it, but not a probability. So that would be a bit disheartening. So bird lovers amongst bird lovers, if they saw a great owl, they could look at each other and recognise that they were both sharing the same experience and both appreciated birds. Doesn't mean they always get the same vibe, but it does mean they're on the same page. It's going to be close enough to take joy in sharing it. There's also going to be that idea of relatable knowledge. So, somebody sees a bird and says, oh, that's whatever bird it is. The others can say, I've heard of them but I haven't seen them. Thank you for pointing it out. It's that idea of shared passion. Sharing, I think, is where a lot of the joy comes in. So there's being immersed in it. Oh, who wouldn't want to have their passion being something that they were immersed in with people that shared the idea and had common knowledge? This is why it's a 15. So what can you do with that in life? Well, with the birding person, what they could do is think, although I can't always go on a tour, I can learn more about birds so that when I go with a group, then I'll get to relate to them. I can join breeding groups. I can look at the idea of being able to share birds from my region with others, so gathering more information. A whole lot of things. And they all lead to taking that one moonwalk event and spreading that type of joy and satisfaction throughout life. So instead of having one thing that's above 10, you have a whole lot of them in life. That's exciting. I think, as I said, I think it's achievable. And I think that if you look at it and break it down, you can see what you enjoyed and capture it and repeat it. At least repeat the parts that give you some degree of joy. But as well as that, you're also practicing so that if the event comes up again, you're ready. It's not as if it was something that atrophied. You've been working that thought muscle, that group muscle all this time. You're going to be ready, fit as it were, to be able to share and partake in it. So from me to you, I hope you find so many more things that exceed 10 out of 10 in life, and I hope that hearing this idea here is going to send you on your way towards it. And on that note, goodbye.